Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Today's video is the complete guide to Queen Anne shillings. We will tell you all you need to know about the Queen Anne shilling coin. These coins were minted between 1702 and 1714, and so minted in every year of Queen Anne's reign, and they were made, of course, at the Royal Mint, at this time based in the Tower of London in central London. The value of the coins was obviously a shilling from the pound sterling system. They were all 925 silver. They all weighed 6.02 grams, had a diameter of 26 millimeters, and were round. Some of the coins have different obverses. Here is obverse 1, or portrait 1, of Queen Anne. So there are some varieties to look for, as you will learn. Here is portrait 2, or the second bust, of Queen Anne, and we'll explain the mint marks below her, the Vigo and the E, later on. And here we have the third portrait of Queen Anne. We can see she's looking a bit more upwards in this portrait. And then there are 4 portraits altogether, and here we have the fourth portrait. They all look very similar, not very different at all, but we can see if we compare two side by side, here the fourth and third, definitely there's some differences there. She's a bit more filled out in the fourth bust in terms of her sort of face, and a sort of thinner face shape in the third bust. So very, very small differences within these coins. Now there are also lots of reverse designs. So we have here the first one, the crowned cruciform shields around garter style, but notice how thin the shields are. This is from the first year of minting, 1702. From a later one, look how much space is now used up on the coin with much more square and thick filled out shields. And there's also a version with the plumes there. So this coin here, the ones with the plumes, is symbolising that the silver in this coin was from Wales, so it's Welsh silver used in these coins. And then finally we have this one here, the final reverse design, featuring the same shields and star design, but in the gaps this time we have roses and plumes. So lots of varieties to look for. In fact, there are so many varieties, they are all listed here for you. You can see every variety for every date and the price. So if you have a Queen Anne shilling, you can find out what variety it is and how much it is worth. As you saw there, the E mint mark is ones made in Edinburgh before the union under Queen Anne's reign. Now then, we'll now turn over to Charles, who's going to do a deep dive on a particular Queen Anne shilling.
I'll be talking to you about a shilling from Queen Anne's reign. So we're looking at the first year of the second bust, which was 1703 to 1705. So without further ado, let's have a look at these coins. So moving on to the obverse, we can see the second bust with a draped bust of Queen Anne facing her left, and there is the legend around in Latin, and that translates into Anna de Gratia, and that translates into Anne by the grace of God, and the engraver was John Croker. This is a lovely design, and depending on the good quality, you can see the pure beauty and all the details within the coin. Moving on to the reverse, which I personally prefer. So we can see crowned cruciform shields around the central garter star, divided with the date above, and there's a legend around. So it's like a cross with the shields, with the garter star being in the centre. The date is at the top, and it's 1703, and it is divided by the crown of the cruciform shields. And the legend is Latin, and it is Magbra fra et ib reg 1703, and this translates into Queen of Great Britain, France and Ireland. Earlier I mentioned on the obverse, the coin said Vigo, and this means that the silver was captured from Spanish treasure fleets returning from America in Vigo Bay, which was northern Spain, in October 1702. So this coin is very similar in the sense to a Lima coin, as it is captured Spanish silver that we have used into coins. Now to some facts and figures. So the obverse and the reverse die varies, obviously because you've got some silver that was captured, so Some was captured from the Spanish fleet in 1702, so it would have Vigo, but if it wasn't, it wouldn't have Vigo on it, and it would just be plain at the bottom. And there are a few other variants. Moving on to the more number side of things. So this was obviously from 1703. It's worth a shilling, so 1/20th of a pound. It's 925 sterling silver with a weight of 6 grams and a diameter of 25 millimeters. So it was milled to be produced. So another example of an early milled coin where they got a bit better.
And just for some sort of context, in 1703, 1 shilling was equal to about £16 of buying power today, so not quite there, but sort of similar to a £20 note today. And of course, all Queen Anne coinage was overseen by the Master of the Mint, Sir Isaac Newton, at this time, so they are all of top quality in the world at that time. And once again, here returning, we have all the different varieties and their values for you to check and reference if you have any Queen Anne shillings and want to know what variety it is and what it is worth.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found this interesting and learned something new. If you did, please hit that like button, comment down below and subscribe. I'll see you next time on Bits and Bobs.